welcome to our next Tea Talks with Destiny. And today we're going to talk about nourishing herbs, particularly mugwort, and women's health. So, this is mugwort here. It is a nourishing herb. Um, it grows in many different climates, in many different countries. Many nourishing herbs tend to be considered perennials or weeds. Dandelion, wild lettuce, different nettles are often considered weeds, but they're actually nourishing herbs. And what I am beginning to understand about the planet is the planet will produce or overproduce things that are necessary for human health and survival. So dandelion greens, nettle, these things can grow in many different environments, and they often are very plentiful. This is often a sign that this is something that we should be consuming more for our nutrition and to help replenish our bodies. So mugwort, often used in a lot of Korean teas, used in northern Africa and many places around the world, is an extremely nourishing herb. This, in addition to nettle or red raspberry, is something that many women should consume on a regular basis to help replenish many of the nutrients that is lost during the menstrual cycle. So I think that this is important to discuss because we as women are not really taught how to nourish our bodies. We're taught how to keep our bodies beautiful. We're taught how to adorn our bodies. We're taught how to make our bodies smell, but we're not really taught how to nourish our bodies outside of cooking a meal. So I wasn't really taught this as a child. These are things that I learned on my own quest of wellness and holistic ways of existing. But when we take health classes, when we take women's studies classes, many times these things are just not covered. How do you replenish the potassium, the iron, the magnesium that your body loses every month when you're on your cycle? How do you replenish all of the nutrients and the minerals that you lose when you're pregnant or when you're giving birth? Even if you have a miscarriage, you have lost nutrients when you begin to create this life in your body. How do you replenish your nutrients as your hormones fluctuate at different times and phases of your cycle? Or when you begin to enter the menopause phase, how do you begin to understand the different needs your bodies have as you age? These are not many conversations that we have. Even when we take all of these classes, many of these things are not covered. So we become overly dependent on pharmaceuticals to fix natural feminine occurrences because this information is not readily shared. So today we're going to talk about the wonderful benefits of mugwort. Mugwort is often said to be the woman's herb. It is good for your uterus, it's good for balancing hormones, it's good for balancing your mood, and it is jam-packed with many nutrients and many minerals. So, mugwort is not very expensive, it's not very bitter, because sometimes the really good teas that are good for you are often very bitter. It's not very bitter. And you can drink it daily. You can also boil it and make a bath. You can make a full body bath and soak your entire body in it, or you can do just a sitz bath. You can also make little bath bombs. So you would take the mugwort, you will put it in some cheesecloth, you would bind it up, a tea balm. You would bind it up in the cloth and you will let it run under hot water when you're running your bath water. This adds gentle nourishment to your bath, because we got to understand that our skin is the largest organ on our body. So when you're taking a bath, your body will absorb the nutrients from the tea. So I normally let my mugwort steep for about 10 to 15 minutes because I like it strong. Most people would recommend 8 to 10 minutes, and then I would drink it. Sometimes I would add honey, sometimes I won't. But I wanted to talk about this. Really, this was inspired by Jada Pinkett Smith and her hair loss journey. Many black women are losing their hair. Many black women suffer from perimenopausal and menopausal symptoms. Many black women suffer from fibroids. And I can't help but think that it is this miseducation or lack of education about how to take care of our bodies. We are often working our bodies so hard. We often are undernourished, or we're eating a lot of the wrong foods, so we're overweight or malnutritioned. Some people are overweight and malnutrition because their bodies are not nourished. Even though they may be obese, they're still not nourished because they're not eating the proper foods. So why is it that we are not really understanding the best ways to nourish our bodies and consistently putting ourselves under these restraints and these rules that are really causing us to break down and causing us to have health issues as we age? So I would encourage you to start understanding a lot more about the nourishing herbs, about mullein, about mugwort, about red raspberry, about nettle, and how can you incorporate these herbs into your daily routine. These are our nourishing herbs that really bring a lot of nutrition to our bodies. They help to replenish a lot of the minerals that we lose simply by being women, by having cycles, by going through different phases of feminine growth. So that's my tea talk for today. This could be a series all of its own, but I really wanted to share that and remind you to begin to think of nourishing yourself every single day. And if you would like, you can always visit our website and purchase any of our tea blends or our coffee alternatives, notcoffee.org. We have Just Black and Daily Brew, which are two of our coffee alternatives that were specifically designed for people to drink something, women in particular, that will nourish them from head to toe. And as always, remember to take your time and to take care.